All right, let's get this show on the road. You'll have to let me know how sound is sounding because I changed everything. This might looks like it's peaking a little bit. Sounds. I mean, that is the goal. I'm using a different mic mounted above me rather than the mic in my face. So I'd love to know how that is sounding and if it's balancing with the music at all. Streamlabs. Streamlabs has no chill. It is a shotgun mic, Frederick. I am testing it out. I am not as familiar with shotgun mics. I did a bunch of research. And, hello, Kaz. Yes, the Ray of Sunshine is visiting. I feel like I'm in some sort of futuristic scanning device. But let me pop into Streamlabs real quick here and see what I can do about... Let's turn off caps protection because I want Alex to be able to yell at me. Everyone needs that friend who can yell at them. Masters, hello! I followed you on Instagram for a while. Nice to see you here. Only good things, yeah. Yeah, but we'll have to see how the mic... The mic is showing me in the red on OBS, so let me know if it sounds like it's peaking or not, because it may be lying to me. I also have the properties adjusted a little bit here. Maybe that's a problem. Let me change this. Let's go with that and see how that is instead. Yeah, this is an Audio-Technica shotgun mic, which I've been looking at because I have tried multiple things. I've done a few streams already with like a Shure SM7B up in my grill, which sounds good, but navigating like that always kind of in your vision and kind of having to navigate around it to some degree to do stuff on the desk and then having to finagle it in order to get the sound of the keyboard. And I mean, to its credit, the sound isolation on it is great in that regard, but yeah, so I wanted to try out something else where it could not be in my face and also not have a little wireless thing attached to me, which I've also tried and haven't loved. So we're going to try this. It's pointed between me and the keyboard right now. And we'll see if it actually functions. But again, let me know if it's sounding okay, if the music's too quiet or too loud, because I also adjusted that a little bit. Of course, if you're watching this on a VOD later, there will be no music. So please supply your own so you don't hear me breathing and slurping my tea. All right. I should say welcome everybody who was chatting before we started. Thank you for being here. Beast, Frederick, Alex, Streamlabs trying to protect me from caps. Oh, like Darth Vader. Does the tea slurping sound like Darth Vader? Oh, I do steam up my glasses when I do that though, so I almost feel like a little Darthy. Anyway. Let's get to the task at hand. None of my mics have proven any good for recording a sound test. A lot of shotgun mics are so spency. Sounds good right now, though. Well, that's good. Yeah, I was shocked at the price tag of some of those shotgun mics. I was looking at... Which one was it? There's a Sennheiser, which is... It seemed to be, from research, considered to be a little bit more of an industry standard. And I think it's also the one that Alexotos uses based on his gear setup. It is so expensive. I did not get that. I found, and this Audio-Technica was like $130 or something, and I had some credit. So, and it was really well reviewed. I did a bunch of research and watching people review and like do sound comparisons and stuff. And it's also very small and very lightweight, which is nice. It still uses an XLR, and it needs phantom power. So I still have it routed through my Scarlett Solo, just like I did the Shure, but it's I think it's an okay distance away. I tried it originally back on top of the face cam, and it seemed to be too far away. It was like picking up a lot more ambient room tone than I wanted. And this is not a treated room, so it doesn't sound great. Sennheiser expensive? Yeah. Yep, I saw that one recommended a lot, and I said, no, no, no. Especially, you know, I don't even know if this is going to work for me, but I think it'll be good as well because my D&D group is playing this weekend, and we had a guest last week, and they're going to need to video chat in this week because they don't live here, and they're still with our party. So I'm going to set this up with a camera. I'm going to do an overhead on the table for the battle map and stuff, and then we're going to have another camera on a tripod, maybe with the shotgun mic pointed at the table relatively to try to pick up voices, because I don't really have another mic solution beyond like a built-in computer thing. So we'll see if that works. Thanks, Kaz. Thanks for coming. Sorry it's so late. I know the Playdate streams were a little bit more in your time zone, but we'll try to make a good VOD for you. So, yes, as Kaz just mentioned, we have new switches. These are the Alexotos Granite switches that just came out through Novel Keys. They are 55-gram linears. I can't remember the material makeup right off the top of my head. Let's look it up. I've been a fan of the lighter linears recently. Let's see. It is top and bottom are blended nylon, and then the stem is made of palm. And these are factory lubed and made by Type Plus. So I'm excited to try these. I have another build in mind for the NK Classic Blues as well that just came out. Those are a little bit heavier. I think they're like 63, 65 gram, something like that. I was debating this week whether to do the thermal or work on the Protozoa foundation, but I think I'll use the blues for the foundation. Just got my F1 V2, but the PCB I got from my club, it hasn't come yet. Oh, that's a Geon board, right? The F1? I have yet to get a Geon board. I want to. Is this a special PCB? Like not one that... Not the stock PCB? At some point I'm going to get into the... fall down a custom PCB rabbit hole. I've already fallen down the custom plate rabbit hole. Actually, they're all in now. Well, for the most part, anyway. I've been getting a lot of PCB, or a lot of plates from Hype, because he does such a good job. Shout out to Tom at Hype Keyboards. But these are some of our upcoming builds. We've got an Artemis January, the Protozoa Foundation. I'm going to rebuild the Synth 60, the Pixel Space Capsule, of course, which I've talked about a couple streams ago, I think, with the Playdate plan. The Ultem Plate for the Event Horizon, and then this is for the Classic TKL, the Novel Keys Classic TKL. I got a custom Ultem Plate made for that, with the potential for a split backspace, just in case they ever add that. But I am going to rebuild the Proto Yellow one with that. Geon stuff doesn't come with PCBs. People recommended not ordering one with a board from Korea because they're made in China and makes tariff stuff all wacky. Oh, I bet. Like all that like bundled stuff. I mean, tariffs are a mess as is, and I can't imagine trying to further complicate it, but good to know for when if and when I ever get a Geon board. Oh, by the way, Masters, if you're going to be in town in October, and Frederick knows this too, I'm going to be running a little keyboard event at my co-working space, The Factory, on Monroe Center. And it's going to be fun. It's basically just going to be me showing all of my boards, or the majority of my boards, and then we'll also build a classic TKL probably, and then give it away. But if there's any boards you want to bring too, we could probably make room for it. When in October, I will tell you. It will be on the 22nd at noon. So October 22nd. I will have just come back from the Novel Keys meetup in West Virginia. Maybe I'm hoping to also have some goodies from that maybe we can show off. Like maybe if I can swipe some Dynacaps stuff. Because I think Garrett and Omnitype are supposed to be there, so. Yeah, that'd be rad. And it'd be great to finally meet you in person, too. But, yeah, it's part of a, Oh, that's great. You'll be back and have the day off. Sweet. We'll put it in. We'll be advertising it. But it's part of a thing we do at my co-working space called an expert series, where people talk about things they're interested or passionate about. So. Oh, nice. Going to a show. Detroit, very cool. All right, let's dig in. Shouldn't take as long because it's an HHKB layout, so. We'll scoot our build from last week for anyone who missed it. The Lumen Key LX60 with GMK Expo. It worked out better than I thought. Actually, on video, it doesn't look as far off as it does in real life. The keycaps are definitely more saturated than the bottom, but it's really nice. Thank you. I like high-vis better on this than I did on the green glow-in-the-dark classic TKL, which was also fun, but the board's a lot more green, and this has a lot more yellow in it, so it was nice to find something a little better balanced, I feel like. So. Ugh. Shake the camera with this giant thing. The wilba.tech thermal, as made by... Well, the typeface is there. Do they have it? Oh, yeah. There it is. Rama. With so much drama. Which I think, are they well and truly toast now? I just saw that the Z Frontier is selling the caps they were going to manufacture. I think Z Frontier are the ones who bought the molds in the liquidation or the whatever. And so they're actually making the Kate/caps, keycaps. Which is interesting. I might, yeah, you can see them on there. They have them in like 3 different colorways, I think. I'm tempted, but we'll see. Because they really caught my eye back. I mean, the Rama design is one of the things that really caught my eye back when I first got into the hobby. I mean, as a sucker for yellow, of course, they had the really great yoke colorway and stuff, so. Oh, sorry, Beast. What is the date one more time? October 22nd is when it will be at the factory at 77 Monroe Center in Grand Rapids. So, this is the Soya colorway. So it's like a nice beige. And I probably still have hardware installed in this from years ago when I first built this. I do. I have some mismatched stabilizers in here. Chopstick, yes. Welcome, first off. And also, yes, that is in Grand Rapids, Michigan, as Frederick just said. Frederick will be doing an expert series there tomorrow about professional wrestling, which is very cool. Just like Frederick. So I've got, and you can see, maybe, you can see some of the marks and scuffs on this plate from when I have attempted to make this sound decent in the past. I've had limited success with it. It's always felt kind of pingy and hollow to me, but I'm hoping today we can remedy that. My Kara is also a Soya. It's such a nice color. Yeah. Oh, it's during the week? Yeah. Sorry about that, Beast. It is, they always do it during the week at the co-working space. But it may be recorded. I'm also tempted to try to live stream it, but I don't know if that'll work. Oh, sorry, the thing about Rama and Z Frontier. Were you asking where they're available? Z Frontier. And there's also 2 screws missing. which have gotten lost at some point. But I found some countersunk replacements that are the same screw size that are just a Phillips head instead of a hex, so we will be okay. At one point, I'll talk while I undo this. Do you know what time it's at? I'm sure I'll just find out later. The event will be at noon. 12 p.m. Which will give me some time to actually set boards up and stuff. So I'll have some extra like little cards you can fill out if you want to write down any information about the board. I'll have some of those available too if you want to toss them on whatever you feel like bringing. Let's see, got some tools. Pop this open. And we'll use... Look at this buddy down here. You can't really see it over there, though. My stupid face is covering it up. I've been in the hobby for like 5 years, never been to a meetup. I'm so excited. I'd love to eventually turn it into a meetup or like be able to do that sort of thing in a West Michigan capacity. I've never been to a meetup either, which is why I'm very excited to go to the Novel Keys one in October. So I've watched plenty of videos of meetups and photos and everything, but last year I had planned to go to the Detroit one, and then the date changed, and then I couldn't go, and then they're not doing one at all this year, it seems like. And I also couldn't go to, I think the Chicago one is this weekend. Come on, little buddy. There we go. And I can't go to that either, so. Work at Grand Valley. I have some thoughts about trying to start something on campus. I just don't really know how to start. Yeah. That's tough. Event organization is definitely not my forte. Like, I'm great at like executing on a plan and seeing it through to the end, but the whole like ideation, getting people excited about a thing, that's not as much of my, I mean, I can do it, but it's not as much in my wheelhouse. It really wears me out. Chicago one sold out? Yeah. Yep. I just couldn't make the timing work because I got 2 other events this weekend that I have to do, so. D&D being one of them, and I'm not giving that up. We're playing through Dragonlance, and things are really cooking. Alright, come on, buddies. Ah! Screw down. We'll find it. There we go. Yeah, same. Because then, like, the whole... Like, our party's not huge. I think we have, like, 4 people. And so, it's... You know, you can't really make it work differently if somebody can't show up. And it's such a story-based campaign, you don't... It's not as drop in and drop out as, like, a West Marches thing, so... Yeah, go for it, Frederick. Frederick is a pro. I am not the DM of this game. I am planning another game to DM currently. But I have a friend who lives in Holland, actually, who is the DM for us. Oh yeah, I forgot I got a foam pack for this. Wow. This has been a long time since I cracked this baby open. Let's take this out for now. Yeah, I bought like a third-party foam thing for this because I couldn't get it to sound good. Let's see if we can mitigate that without having to do that. Set this over here. I also have more side space now that I am not using my in-the-face mic, which is nice. Let's put down a little bit of this, which I will also be using for lubing stuff on top of, because I don't know the status of these stabs and if they're still any good. Because they've just been chilling in the closet for years at this point. feel like the plastic plate will help them make the sandwich mount sound better. That is my hope. And I had tried to do I got like a third-party... No, it wasn't polycarbonate, was it? It was like white palm? Or maybe white polypropylene? Anyway, the place I got it from was like, yeah, we can make a thermal plate. We have a thermal plate file. Made it. It wasn't countersunk. So I couldn't actually connect use the screws, which was a big miss. What do we got here? So, have not actually been able to experiment with that. But I'm hoping with the Ultem. Ultem is a new material to me. I just love the look of it because it's yellow. And it actually wasn't even a material I knew about until the Protozoa Foundation showed it off as a top, as an option for the magnetic top. But, yeah. So I'm hoping that it'll work well, like the beige and the yellow, and then pair that with Serika will be kind of a nice match. Kara has that mute silicon mounting thing they were doing back then. I've not been able to make that sound good either, since I don't love mid-plate dampening stuff. Yeah, I never did end up getting a hold of a purely Rama keyboard, because they just manufactured this when Wilba designed it. So I definitely thought about it when they were doing some of their sales later on, but I'd heard so many horror stories, I was like, nah. Let's set this up here for now. There she blows, the leaf spring. And another thing that I think I'd screwed up when I ordered that other plate that wasn't correct was, granted I don't really know, now that I'm thinking about it, is it still, oh yeah, here it is. I still got it floating around down here. If I can extricate it. It's been very at home in this box. So this is the one that was made that ended up not being countersunk. It also just kind of looks like trash a little bit. Like the quality of the cuts, like there's still material left inside the flex cuts and stuff. And so it's not great. And compared to the new one that I got from Tom, which is much higher quality. This is the Ultem Plate, and it is countersunk. And it also has like cutouts, like flex cuts that are the correct size. Granted, it's altered slightly, because this is actually based on a different plate file that Wilba put out for softer materials that I found in a Discord somewhere, maybe? I can't remember exactly where, but he had posted like 3 different plate files for the thermal, depending on different material choices. And so I got one for soft materials. And I don't even know what this one was using, but it's a piece of garbage. So, should be good. Let's see. I'm falling behind. Ended up just putting silent switches in it, taking it to work as a pseudo HHKB. I like it now. Yeah, you know, gotta make it work how you can. I'm gonna adjust my little cardboard sunshade here. Whoop, it's falling out. Hold on. I'm gonna be blinded for a second. There we go. I'm getting new curtains soon. Never gotten a custom plate, but I hear hype is the GOAT. That's been my experience. Very professional, very quick. Everything's been very good quality. Granted, I haven't tried any of the other materials that he offers. I've only really done polycarbonate and Ultem at this point, but he also has like different colored aluminums that might be fun to experiment with at some point. But we'll see. We'll see how well this run of custom plates that I've been ordering will go. It is a nice, kind of a fun way to breathe new life into old boards, though. And also try to make some of them more in line with my sound preferences these days. Taking older stuff and seeing if I will like it now. Oh, missed one. This one is a little stubborn. Wonder if he makes F1 plates. I think I just saw something in his Discord earlier about F1 plates because other folks are also getting their F1s and have ordered plates. So I think he might. If not, if you got the plate file, like he has kind of a collection, like a Notion list of plate files he already has on hand, and then you can also upload other ones. So, yeah, there you go. Okay, so we got foam, so maybe we'll try without this as well, and maybe build up as we go, if we really want to. We got our standoffs, and then we've got, I think these look like, these must be, these are Duroc stabs, and this one is a TX stab, so it must have been whatever I had lying around at the time. So let's take those out and redo them. Actually, we'll just use this. I think I still got my little Lumen key buddy from our build last week. Let's go to the shoulder so I don't shake the camera too much while I'm doing this. Let's swap up the music a little bit. What do we got going right now? We're listening to stuff on Pool Suite right now. And if you're on the VOD right now, hopefully you've picked something nice. I was mostly listening to Turnstile earlier. I mainly just go between the new Turnstile, the new Wet Leg, and K-pop Demon Hunters at this stage. Okay. Pry these little bracers out of here. New Alex G, nice. I've not listened to that yet. All right, what do I want to do with these? Let's chuck them into something. Actually, I've got this extra KBD fans bag. We can just put them in for now. See if I want to salvage them or harvest some bits at some point. But for today, I still have enough from a set of Swag Keys Night V3s. So we're going to use those. They have never steered me wrong. As far as screw-ins go. For clips, I got some cherries with Geon wires. So those will be handy. Especially with this one, I think this is using the gasket system right now, but it also can do O-ring. So when I do, I may try the O-ring build on it, see if it sounds any different at some point. But it does sound very good right now. All right, so there's... Started buying the cherry steps Geon wires from Divinity. They are my new favorite. $11 is so affordable and they sound great. That's good to hear. I haven't used mine yet. I just got them pretty recently. Actually, I wonder if I got mine from Divinity. I may have. I look around like they're going to tell me, whoa, runaway wire. I keep dropping stuff down my crotch. It's no good. All right, we got our, and we'll only need two 2U because of the left shift and the enter, right? Yes. Perfect. All right, let's get a little more organized. All right, a little too upbeat now. Let's see what this is. Just built my Cloudline V2 with them. I think it was my first time too. Very cool. I may use them in my Event Horizon, since that needs clip-ins, but it also is going to come with clip-ins, and I trust Max to have picked out some good ones to go with it, but I'll have some cherries on standby just in case. Me too. I know Max feels the same. I was talking to him about it the other day. It's been a labor of love for sure, but definitely a labor. It's been tough. But as far as I know, they're only waiting on one part. Some of the standoffs, I think. And they can start packing up and shipping out. We'll see what the tariff situation is like then. I know something is supposed to change with tariffs in the EU on August 1st, but I can't remember what it is. I'm going to join the Manta group by, and then I'm cutting myself off. I'm going too crazy. Manta's also on my list. I've set aside a keyboard budget for it. Because I've also, well, this was, I guess, 2 years ago or so, I was going too crazy and had to set some strict boundaries for myself as far as budget goes. So, the pumice? I don't remember which one that is right offhand. Is it one of the ones with the copper bottom or aluminum? The gray beige color with the copper? That's going to go nice with a lot of sets. Yeah, I've been debating about which one. I don't know, because I like a lot of them. I'm really, unfortunately, it might be the most expensive one. I don't remember. There's that one that's also like raw that looks so good. Like it's the machinist colorway. Damn. Like just looking at it and thinking about how it's going to get distressed and stuff, and it would be like, that would look so good with SA X-Wing or something like that on it. I haven't been kind enough to my SA sets. I think I've only got, well, I guess I have a couple out right now. I've got Tatooine on the Piggy, but I have more and I haven't used them enough, and I like that profile a lot. But it's acoustically difficult because they're so tall and hollow and it's resonant. Like, it's got to be paired with the right board and the right switches or it's going to sound gnarly, in my opinion. Let's grab a tissue for wiping this off. Always want raw and then chicken out at the last minute. I've done raw once, and that was with the Monakai, the Kai V2. But I just haven't enjoyed that. I mean, I like the finish well enough. I just haven't enjoyed that board as a whole very much. Mainly with some flexibility and bottoming out issues with softer plates, like stock plates that came with it. I know some people had problems with the magnets too, just like coming out. So that may be another one that I need to tweak. Or I might just need to buy a harder plate for it. Yeah, with the PC plate, it would like bottom out in the corners more easily than I would like. So I might revisit that one on stream at some point. That's what the majority of these are, is rebuilding old stuff for my October event and trying to improve the sound, in my opinion. You have a Bowl 60XT Proto that never actually ran. It has that issue. Oh, that's a bummer. That is one of the issues with two of my preferences, which is that I enjoy softer plates and that I prefer hot swap, and so you end up with extra sockets on the bottom and softer plates running into stuff, and have an alu plate for it, but it's ISO, and I just can't do it. Yeah, I do have ISO on one board right now. On my Lilac Neo 70. As you can see. I did not do right split shift though, which you are supposed to do with ISO, I'm pretty sure. I just didn't because it was my first time building with it. That was a little dusty. Haven't used this one in a while. But just because I really wanted to use that special ISO key. But I'd love to explore ISO more at some point, but I'm also not used to that layout at all. For the event horizon, though, I'm going to use a big-ass enter, so it's going to be kind of the inverse of the ISO key. We'll see how jarring that is. But I don't use pipe much anyway, like the pipe and backslash or forwards, whatever it is. So we'll see how that shakes out. It's the hot swap sockets, I think. It has a PP plate, it's gasket. Yeah, really prone to bottoming out. I should learn how to solder at some point, and then I could have more options and stuff for myself, but I haven't had the courage. I mean, I also don't have the supplies. Like, I don't have a soldering iron, I don't have like a venting capability or a fan, I don't have the solder material itself. So I should probably get a test kit and figure it out. Because I did get in on the DNWorks 7, that's 60%. And I think it's only solder, because there wasn't like a PCB, or I mean, PCB choice. So either I'm going to have to learn, or I'll send it to Extra Prius to do for me. Which I'm also a fan of, you know, as he says, supporting the homies. I have a derivative. I've not built it because it's solder only. Yeah. Yeah, it's a challenge. I do have a coworker in Missouri who has soldered one board for me when I got the early access mode Envoy. Those were solder only. Whoops. And so I mailed it to him, and he soldered and did a great job. And said he enjoys it, so could also hit him up again if he's interested. Want to send it to Alex. I'm terrified it'll get stuck at the border or lost. I mean, it's a definite concern. I thought the same, so that's maybe why I stick with Evan. Since he's in Colorado, I imagine it'd be a little less stressful, maybe. Plus, then he can use that money and buy more Pokemon cards, so everybody wins. Oh, I think he just followed you on Instagram? He's fun. It's super chill. He's always got good music going. Some fun videos and stuff sometimes, too, during lubing and soldering sessions. He's also designed a GMK Keycap set that's going into group buy soon. Yeah. Yeah, you follow him. You know, you understand. Yeah, I'll have to figure out. I want to get Gorp. I'll have to figure out what to put it on. I don't know that I have like a Gorp-worthy board at this point. Although I imagine it'll look good on beige. So I'll have to figure out what to do. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It'll be a while before that comes. Oh, you comment on a song choice? That's awesome. Was that the color samples post? Which I need to get more color samples for my keyboard, my keycap project. I'm tempted to just order every yellow and purple that Yuzu has and go from there, rather than piecemeal it. I realized these are screw-ins. I don't know where my screws are for these. This may put a hamper or a damper on things. Let me look back here in my extra supplies. We're just going to steal some. I know I have these screws and washers for these leftovers somewhere, but I don't know where right now, so I'm just going to steal some from a new box of stabs. Like Gorp a lot. Need to stop buying those. Oh, keycap sets? I've been out of room for keycap sets for a long time, so I'm just leaning into it now. And letting it overflow. Although I could also finally bite the bullet and take them out of the GMK boxes and put them into tubs, which would save a lot of space. But there's just something about it that I want to keep them all pristine in their little trays. Yeah, I got too many keycaps as well. And more on order. I just ordered some more recently. Like I got in on the Cap Wob set. What else do I have on order right now? Aperture Priority hasn't arrived yet. That's still out there. We're still waiting on the Artisans, I think. Like the PBT fan trays they sell, empty ones, they're like $20 a pop, I think. Yeah, that'll accrue on its own. It's like, is that extra money worth all the organization? What I need to do is whip my office closet into shape, which is this door right behind my head. which I will never open on stream because it's a nightmare in there. But, like, I have, like, a couple jackets, maybe? But, like, the rest... And there's, like, one shelf at the top, and the rest is just open, empty space. It was, like, I could definitely, like, build a custom shelving solution in here. Like, I could fit, like, 8 or 10 shelves in between the floor at the top, and could put so much stuff in there. For, like, all the keyboard carrying cases, extra keycaps, other supplies and everything, storage in general, instead of it just kind of floundering around in a giant pile. You live in an A-frame bedroom? Oh no! I mean, not oh no. I love A-frames. I think they're beautiful. But yeah, in terms of storage, where everything is kind of closing in on you, and you can't set up like a too tall of a shelf, I imagine, because you're going to run into the slope. Oof, that's rough. Alrighty. How are we looking? Oh, this one's... There we go. That one wasn't seated all the way. Seemed a little wobbly. Got about 60 inches until the ceiling juts out. And it was surprisingly hard to find a shelf that would fit all of them that was short enough. Yeah, I bet. Okay, everybody seated? Cool. Good, good. Alrighty, and we'll just tuck these away. I need to remind myself that this is missing some screws and look for the other ones. Waiting on Dolch and Sloth. I might take a hiatus from Caps too. Yeah, Dolch is nice. I have yet to buy a set of Dolch, but it's every time it comes up in the MT New version and everything, it's been on my radar, but I haven't been able to bite the bullet yet. Not bite the bullet. I keep saying that phrase. To go for it. All right. I think we're looking good. Let me test these stabs real quick. Get a few switches out. Just pop them in. Give these a quick test. All right. Doesn't feel any weird ticking yet. We'll see what happens when the plate's on. True to do a lot of good GMK reruns lately. That is true. Very true. All right. Hello, Ultem. So, it's a very different kind of yellow, but I think the yellow tint in there will be nice to go with Serika. We shall see. All right, let's see. So I got the standoffs there, and I've got these spare standoffs up here that fit. This is also my first Ultem. I've ordered a few. perhaps premature, considering I don't know that I'll like it. But you know what? Actually, I think I need a slightly bigger. There we go. All right, we'll start off not too tight. I know on stream at some point with Novel Keys, Mike teased a key cult that had an Ultem bottom or an Ultem mid piece. That thing was gorgeous. I don't know if it's a slightly different kind of Ultem or just that it's thicker and so the amberness of it is more pronounced. But really nice. All right, and then we got our little imposter screws that work. They're countersunk and they are the right thread size. So they will help keep the plate and the PCB together. Got super into polypropylene after trying it a while ago. This past week I've been kind of missing good old PC. Yeah, I definitely have a couple PP boards that I've really liked. That's got a nice amount of flex to it. Yeah, I like that. Sweet, I'm excited about that. All right, let's put in some switches. I do want to experiment more with harder plate materials sometime too, because I might like them, like carbon fiber and brass and stuff like that. I tried carbon fiber once and it was really nice, but I have carbon fiber in one of my Neo 70s. And it's really nice because it has a little bit of a heavier tactile in there, and so the resistance is good with the spring weight. It doesn't just flop all over the place, you know? But I know some folks, you know, swear by aluminum. I've had some good experiences with aluminum, but softer plates are usually more up my alley. Copper plate, don't love it. It's a little unfair to judge based on whether it's a stacked acrylic sandwich mount. That's another reason why I've enjoyed doing... Well, I've done one keyboard event before for my co-working space, and why I'm looking forward to doing another one, because I want to be the resource that I never had in the hobby when I started. Because, like, I know I wasn't going to meetups and trying out things. I didn't know what any of the, you know, what POM meant, what PC or PP meant. And so, like, being able to have a bunch of stuff there and have people try it and explain it to them and be like, oh, this one feels different because of this, you know, X, Y, and Z. And you can tell why when you know, compare it to this one and whatever. And even if nobody's ever going to get into the hobby, it's still fun for them to be able to, like, start developing a personal taste or a preference for how they want something to feel or sound. The amount of money I could have saved going to meetups. For real, indeed. My first keyboard had blues in it. Which I know some people like clickies, but if I had known what that meant. And then I got a pre-built soldered tofu with unlubed MX Browns. And you know what? I thought it was the best thing ever at the time. I loved it. It was great. It's a great learning board. First mech was a pre-built soldered plastic board. Yep, well, there you go. Yep, I got a Tofu 65. And then the backspace stabilizer broke. And so the key was flopping all over the place and, you know, couldn't get in there and remove it. And that is when I started getting into actually sourcing components and building them myself. So I gutted it, which was easy enough to do. Just got another standard PCB. Got a new plate. Got a hot swap. Went in and rebuilt it. Been thinking I should revisit Browns, but honestly, just really don't think I like how they sound when I see Diego or Tyler use them. Yeah, fair. I have not revisited them at all either. But again, I also haven't been in Tactile Land very much. I've been doing a lot more linears. Yeah, my tastes have definitely shifted more towards linears and lighter spring weights than it used to be. I used to be a much more heavy tactile kind of guy. Same. Love the Type Rs. Have not tried those. I forgot this thing had LEDs in it. I've always liked 60 to 70 gram springs. If they get too light, I make all kinds of mistakes typing. Same. I mean, I definitely take some getting used to. Like when I first started doing the lighter springs, I was just like having to rewrite every single Slack message I was writing for work to delete and start over. This is also much lighter than I'm used to. What did I put in here? HMX jellies. What are those? What's the spring weight on those? 48. Yeah, so this is probably the lightest spring that I have is in the Lumen key right now. Mike! Welcome. I hope you didn't rush through burger time. We're just chilling. Building a thermal. With the Alexotos Granite switches from Novel Keys. Oops, I missed this one for some reason. On an Ultem Plate. Yes, thanks. Actually, I was mentioning earlier about having seen that Ultem. Was it an Ultem mid-piece for the Key Cult that you teased on stream that one time? And that was not a material that I had really been aware of. And I was like, huh? It caught my attention. Yeah, mid-piece to an 1800. Of course, now any mid-piece pales in comparison to the Series 22. Which I've been trying to do the math on, and if I can fit that in my budget. Is damn, that thing is gorgeous. Alright, and this is HHKB, so we don't need anything in the corners. We'll throw that in. I think we were planning on running that beast all of August. Oh, Masters, it is a new special key cult that they're going to be running at Novel Keys that is polycarbonate top and bottom, and then a kind of a rainbow titanium mid-piece and plate and custom screws. And it is incredible to look at. It's also going to be very expensive, understandably, for the materials. But yeah, I've been like budgeting. I was like, I know I want to get the Manta. Maybe I also now want to get this Series 22 Keycult. Yeah, I'm trying to get it all sorted for not stretching my budget too thin for the year. But picking up a Manta for sure. Yeah, they're gorgeous, and I've loved some of the like marathon streams they've done where they're just like rebuilding it in a bunch of different configurations and different mounting styles and stuff, and seeing how they sound. Super helpful for when the time comes for people to pick the materials that they want. So I find that extremely valuable. All right. Get rid of this very technical paper towel now. And we will get this baby lined up. Manta is a must. It is gorgeous. I mean, I wouldn't expect any less. Oh, that's nice with the... I don't know how well that's going to see, but just being able to see that little peak of yellow through there. It was cool seeing it through the light. I know you can't see that. I'm looking at one of my LED panels through it, but it feels like it goes well with that whole retro aesthetic that the thermal is going for, so... I know you don't get the shine, but whatever. This is my board, damn it. So, Mike, how were burgers? Because they change their burger every week, right? It's like a special rotating thing. What screws am I looking for? These ones? I need a bigger thing. Maybe he's not here anymore. I think these are the ones that go in the corner, right? Let's go a little bit tight. Make sure it's lined up. Had lasagna. Is it? Oh, wait. Kids actually said they didn't want the burger, so went to Italian place instead of lasagna. Okay, I was about to say, I read the second message first. I was like, a lasagna burger? But if it was like the flavors of lasagna minus big flat noodles in your burger, then there might be something there. You could, with the cheese and all, tomato. That's good to hear. I'm glad that it was a nice time. I gotta figure out what 3 boards I'm going to be bringing to the Novel Keys meetup. Have not determined that yet. It'll depend on what gets here. If the Event Horizon comes, that one for sure. Man, I super hope that gets here before October. But we shall see. No joke, I've had a pizza burger in Chicago before, and it was not my favorite. I can imagine. Like, were they trying to recreate not only the flavors, but also some of the textures? Because that could be very challenging, I think. Burger of the night was actually burger, arugula, mozzarella sticks, and marinara. I thought it sounded good. Yeah, that does sound good. I would eat that. When you do talk about the burger place, it does bum me out a little bit that the meetup's going to be on a weekend and they're not going to be doing the special burger thing. Because it's like, man, I would love one of these burgers. That's looking hot. All right, let's get the bottom over here. Which has been kind of chilling in a closet for years. Want to get a peek at that bad boy? Oh, the Event Horizon? Yes. And of course now they've teased the possibility of a variant, another variant after this run is completed. So it wouldn't be the original. Yeah, well there it is. Mike just mentioned it, the PC one. With a transparent PCB in the whole 9 yards. It's hot. I know that they were just recently in the Discord, they were talking about some challenges with the PCB though, because the nature of the material and stuff, like the hot swap sockets, if you get a hot swap version, could break off more easily than average hot swap sockets, and so you'd have to be extra careful. So I think there was some talk about giving people the option of like a normal like black FR4 one and the transparent one or something like that, just with the caveat that danger is there if you're not super careful. But it does look stunning. So what I want to do, if I end up getting that, if they end up making it and I end up getting one, is to do, because it has like the LEDs and everything that's amazing, to do like, I have some Wuxi quartz switches and like getting some of the, I think Signature Plastics makes a completely clear DCS set. Either DCS or DSS. And just going like full crystal on this thing, just completely transparent all the way through. Should be really cool. PC board's another one of the few things I have to run in my collection. I only have a Bauer Light, which is great. I want actual CNC'd PC at some point. I do have a couple, and they're really nice. I have an Artemis January up here on the shelf that we're going to rebuild in a future stream, because I just got a new plate for it. It's an O-ring mount board, and it's got kind of this smoky CNC PC exterior, which is really cool. I also had a parallel array that stopped working, that the daughter board actually broke, but that was also a nice PC shell. Yeah, the January is nice. We'll show it off at some point. Well, we got time. Let's show it off now. I'll rebuild it, but. Here it is. So yeah, it's got that really nice, like you can see the entire assembly inside, which is just gorgeous with the January engraving there on the bottom. And it's got such a nice curve to it too. It's really lovely. It only has one tiny scratch back here where I was trying to blindly put the USB-C cable in, which was a big mistake. But it's pretty light and you can barely notice it, but yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, it is fun. It's very simple, but it's fun to be able to see the entire internals. And of course, GMK Black Snail from Novel Keys on there right now. And I do like the sound as is. It sounds a little bit thin to me, so I am going to play with the plate materials and see if we can spice it up a little bit. Fully ban myself from trying to blindly plug my boards in if I scratch the fuck out of one of my boards right now. Yeah, it's a dangerous game. Alright, back to the thermal. Let's connect it. Make sure I get the pins lined up. Okay, pins are on the top. Well, it should be pretty much formed to where it was before. Oh, no, wrong way. Here we go. Make sure it stays in the channel. That keyboard doesn't have USB pass-through, so I'll pass. I know, Frederick. I'm keeping my eye out for you. I will admit, I'm keeping my eye out because I missed it initially. But what is it? The Petrichor, I think. Maybe I can't remember if I showed you that after the fact, but I've missed the group buy on it. But it's a full size with USB pass-through. It has 2 USB-A ports on the back. And in case I come across one, or if they put up extras or something, I don't know if they've done that, I'm keeping my eye out for you. The new OGR2. Oh, does it? I do not know about the OGR2, I don't think. Why isn't this working? keyboard I built last week decided to stop working. Huh. Well, that's no good. Maybe we'll have to finish this thermal so I can use it to type in what I was just looking at. I don't think it does. I just don't keep adds them a lot. Oh, okay. Good to know. Now I'm curious about why the lumen key stopped working. Oh, now it's working. It just freaked out for a second. Ah, the OGR2. So that's a Canon key. Oh, I do. Yeah, I did remember seeing this. I just didn't remember the name of it. Okay, now I'm up to speed. Let me change this on my calendar. There we go. Trying to do 3 things at once. I think it's so sick. I wish I had the funds, but I'll have to pass for Manta 65XT that can turn into an FRL TKL. Such a good idea. Yeah, I do love the FRL TKL. That's one of my become a favorite layout of mine. I've realized. All right, flip this over. I'll make sure we can get everything nicely lined up. Sucker for macro columns. You know what? Same. That's why I've been on the fence about the rerun of MT New 800, because it's like, I love this set, but if I get it, I'm going to have to get the extra column stuff, because I know I'm going to want to put it on my class 413. Because it would be perfect for it, because it's like, I got beige with the like the brown interior piece, and it's like, so I'm letting myself sit until the sale's almost over, and then I might pull the trigger, because I regretted not getting it the first time around. But again, we'll see what the old budget's looking like at the time. Okay, so get these in. So the novel key still has some of the OG extras thing in stock for Dolch. Now that I bought Dolch, I'm debating getting those because I got Dolch for my 60XT. Yep. If Dolch and MT New ever comes back, I might have to get it. Because I don't have enough MT New sets. I crave more. What I really want, or one thing I really want, first of all, I just want a rerun of Windbreaker. Is it Windbreaker? I should know this if I want it so badly. Yeah, Windbreaker, which was a DCS set. I would love it in DCS again. But also, if they ran it in some other profiles, like an MT New Windbreaker, I would snap that up so quick. I can imagine translating the colors from ABS to the PBT would be tough, though, because I know that's something they're struggling with. Not struggling. Something that they're going through right now with copper. Since it is a different material blend, like, it takes a little bit longer to get the color matching just right. Ooh. I don't know how well that's going to show up. Focus. Can sort of see. Maybe the shoulder cam might work a little bit better. Seeing that Ultem down in there. I wonder if you can see. Oh, you can see a little bit of the... Oh, there you go. You can see the light in my hand coming through the side there. With the Ultem kind of in that thermal vent area up there. That's looking good. Looks so good with the Ultem. Thanks, man. I agree. I was hoping I would like it because it's yellow, and it turns out it might it might actually be good. Asian Ultem looks so nice. Thank you, Mike. I really want those switches. They feel great. I'm gonna see how they feel with the actual keycaps on them, but I I mean, they look great with the build, with the beige and the PC top, or whatever it is. What material it is? Oh, it's nylon. The tops and bottoms are nylon. Everybody wants to know about Burger Night. I think we need another chip review on the Novel Keys channel sometime too, Mike. The people crave it. I'm sure Mike will have more info, but I think for sure they are going to be restocking them. I know they're also going to stock an unlubed version as well, if I'm not mistaken. But Mike will have more info on that for sure. Oh, it's deep. I like the depth on that. 100% should be restocked soon. Unlimited version coming early August. Yes. Excellent. I have a bunch more. I got 108 of these things. But that's just for backup in case I want to put them on a bigger board. That is very resonant. Not resonant, I mean deep. So far, though, I'm not hearing the hollow ping that I used to hear on here with the metal plate, though. So that's a good sign. That's really what I was hoping to avoid. That was the main goal. But we'll see. Maybe we'll also try tossing an HMX switch in here just to see if I don't want the spacebar to be that deep. Let's see. Think about what we want to do here. As far as keys. So let's go, we know we want, although does this have a colored, I don't think it does. You don't have like a modifier version of the pipe and the tilde in Serika, I don't think. That's okay. Excuse me? What, did I say something? Or was it the music that talked about hentai for a second? Yeah. And people watching the VOD won't know what we're talking about. Just a little Twitch secret. This will be the name of my memoir. Go back over to the desk here. Think about what I want to use for escape. Do I want to use the black escape, or do I want to use a yellow one? Or maybe there's a, no, let's not use. Let's use maybe let's lean into the yellow. Is there a yellow enter in this? Just a normal one? Ah, it's hiding down here. Let's lean into the yellow. For the Ultem headboard. A little bit of emptiness down there, but not a ton. And honestly, I don't hate it. This doesn't have a step caps slot, so we'll use... Actually, we need control up there, don't we? For HHKB. Which I will never use this board for designing. I will just become a writing board. I need option. Too much for design work. Unfortunately. Also, as much as I enjoy HHKB, I don't have the muscle memory to use it extensively for that sort of thing. Always make it caps anyway, the controller is too weird to get used to. Yeah. I want to like win keyless boards too, but can't do it just for the aesthetics. Every time Win Keyless Wednesday rolls around, sadness. You love Win Keyless? That's great. Yeah, unfortunately I'm a Mac user. So I need all my mods down here usually for design stuff. Do we want to do code or control? Do we have an itty bitty function? There it is. I knew it. And we'll do little guys. Or no, let's do the big ones for the logo. Board looks great. Wish I could hang out. Got to get the kiddos ready for bed. Thank you so much for stopping by, Mike. I really appreciate it. This is also the only time I have before my kid goes to bed. It's like right between dinner and bedtime. So I'm like, I'm gonna stream. She's downstairs right now watching The Secret of Kells. It's exciting. Getting her indoctrinated on the Irish mythology. Good night, Mike. Thanks for coming. There we go. It is cute. I like the cartoon Stallone stuff a lot. That one, Song of the Sea. Wolfwalkers. Very good. There she is. For our sake on the stream, I'll pause the music for a second, just so I can get a better here. Majorly rocking the Serika. Serika's been languishing too long in my closet as well. And I think it's a good fit for Ultem. It's sounding so much better than it used to. We've still got a little bit of that flex, which is good. Everything is nice and flush. A little transparent edge. This is looking hot. I apologize for the weird things my fingers do when I type, when this one just kind of sticks out and does its own thing and never helps. GMK Mica or Mika, which is really similar, but the white is colder. I haven't used it in such a long time, but I got the Toro 60 coming soon. Ooh. Let me look. Oh, that isn't plugged in. I don't know the name of the Toro 60. I may have seen it. I'm having a hard time keeping track of other names. Oh, yes, I do remember the Toro 60. That's very cute. Which, bought it just from Mika. So did you do the Like the spray-coated yellow one? Or the E-coat cream? That would make more sense, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, the exploded spacebar looks really cool. I am excited, speaking of exploded spacebars, is of another run of the typeface Cosmic Sands, which is just a ridiculous board. I don't know if you've seen this at all. Maybe I can throw... Have you seen it? But they're looking at a couple new colors as well as like an orange dyed polycarbonate or something like that. And I might have, I know it's solder only, but I might have to pick it up as well and have somebody do it for me because it's so fun. I think they're going to rerun kind of that vomity green. That's also would go really well with high-vis, and then the dyed PC one looks excellent as well. But yeah, I'm really digging how this sounds. I like the deepness of it. I'm curious how it might sound without the desk pad, actually. Digging it. That would be a good one to learn soldering on. Yeah, I mean, it's smaller. I could like just pick up an extra PCB as a test PCB in case I totally screw it up. That's actually a really good idea. Can hear the scratch all the way from here. Yeah, it's got a nice, I don't know how well this will get it even closer. Whoop. It does have a nice little bit of scratch in it. I'm a big fan. That is a very deep one. I'm curious about actually changing out the spacebar into something a little bit lighter. Yeah, I am digging the alphas quite a bit. Let me see. I think I've got some spare. Whoops. All my secrets fall out. All of my horrible organization or lack thereof. Was it the... Which one was I thinking of? Might have been... That's oak. I honestly don't know where anything is right now. Oh, here we go. This might be it. Thinking Ultem might be lit. I am thinking you're right. What do we got here? A Poro. An HMX Poro. Haha! This is more of the sound signature I was hoping for. Scared to solder a board, but after convincing myself to try, I found it's actually pretty easy, kind of nice to do from time to time. Well, that's good to hear. Also, thank you, Oily, for joining. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, I think with the way that the thermal acoustics are set up, having such a deep, thuddy, thocky spacebar is not for me. I like brightening that up a little bit. I think that pairs better with the alphas. Yeah, you think that sounds better too? I'm curious what HMX and the whole thing would sound like, but I do like that pairing. I only wish there was a yellow tilde in Serika. I like having that color symmetry, but I feel like I've watched enough streams of people soldering. I have a good idea for it. Oh, I should restart the music. Just scared to do it for the first time on a derivative. Yeah, I understand that for sure. I would be too. So that makes complete and total sense to me. Do you have a yellow delete? You mean like a full delete key? Or do you mean, oh, delete from like a TKL nav cluster? Good call, good call. You are full of good ideas. I think the nav cluster is, or the TKL cluster is yellow. Yes, sir. That also opens up other options too. Like we could throw another ZAM logo up there. We could do something else. Keyboard looks really nice. Hope to see it in person. Well, I think you will, Frederick. Usually just put delete on there, up here. Yeah, could do. I think that'd probably be better than the logo, just because we don't have a graphical thing going on the other side. Although we could make it double logos. No, there's only the one. Okay. I'll throw delete up there for now. Yes! Gotta have the color symmetry. Wow, that was an interesting little song break there. Symmetry good for the brain. Absolutely. That was an excellent sample. Crotch cooking. Well, there we go. The thermal, I finally got it to sound a way that I don't hate. Which helps when you have a well-made plate. And some quality switches as well. So now that, like, in the intervening years, I've learned a lot more about my personal tastes when it comes to sound, the type of feel and switches that I like, which these are right up that alley. And then a better knowledge of materials and stuff too, so. I'll be taking this into the co-working space at some point, for sure. Sweet. Store these away. Let me experiment with foam a little bit too, just to see if the bottom foam does anything to it. Yeah, nailing most builds first try. I finally hit that point with stabilizers, and I'm so happy, because for the longest time, like, my stabilizers were just complete dog shit. Like, it was wild. Now that I've learned both how to loop them better and what brands to avoid or different things like that, like, I don't touch TX anymore. And I know some people still love them and have great success, but for a long run there, like with Rev 3, I think, like, I had so many that would just bind up all the time and be sluggish and weird. And yeah, once I started using, like, mode stabilizers have been really successful for me, but now also that I'm using, like, swag key Knights and stuff like that, like, and also using dielectric grease and stuff for the wires, like, I haven't had any issues, and it frees up so much time. I got a syringe, and the little Geon balancing slate thing helps me so much. Yeah, I tried balancing my own wires without. I've only used TX once, and they're fine, but good to know. I think there's a variance in the quality. Like, I don't know that the quality control was there 100%, so sometimes you'll get good ones, and sometimes you'll get terrible ones. This is just my experience, where I had like 3 batches in a row that were really bad to try to tune. And so I just kind of gave up on TX. But, you know, they're making new revisions all the time, so maybe they've addressed those issues. I don't know. But this is... I love when these samples come in at just the right moments when I stop talking. Maybe we'll move along there. Cherry with the Gianna's, where is that? I'm ready. I have a whole pack, or multiple packs of them ready to go for this next round of boards. So we are good. I think actually I've got a little bit of time. I might actually throw the foam into the bottom of this and just see what it does that it used to have, and see if it's terrible or not. This is pretty easy to do. Just got to take these out. Don't have to totally disassemble everything. I do love visible screws on keyboard cases. I like seeing the work in the industry that went into it. I don't... Totally hidden screw designs are interesting, but they can be such a pain to put together and disassemble. You feeling the long feet are doing anything here or not really? Like acoustically? Very possibly. Like adding some like level of thuddiness to it or something. Come on, screws. Some boards they make really thuddy, but sounded good to me. Yeah, it does sound good. I noticed, I feel like there was more thuddiness to it when I took it off the desk pad, which makes sense. And I don't usually love super long feet on people or on keyboards. But I think this one is doing okay. Just curious what this will do to the sound, if anything. It might be terrible. What'd you get against long-footed people? Like Michael Phelps? Doesn't he have like super crazy long feet that help with the swimming? I kid. I don't give a shit about anybody's feet. They can do whatever they want. I have a gut feeling that I'm not going to like the foamy sound, but we'll see. So it's sounding pretty good. And I'd really only gotten this third-party foam kit to try to tamp down on like the really hollow sound it had. But we'll see. A coworker of mine actually recommended polyfill for that kind of thing, which I have yet to try still, but... Oh wow, that does change a lot. Let me take this out. Still some resonance there. I feel like that really, except for in a couple places, kind of cut out the bottom of the sound. I mean, it makes sense. It was on the put it on the bottom, but I feel like some of that deeper to the sound kind of got cut out, and now I just feel like there's either made it feel higher end, more clackier, or just cut out the bottom so it feels higher by contrast. Never tried polyfill or the cabinet liner. I know lots of people like that too. Oh, really? A cabinet liner? Huh. How do we feel about this? It feels like it cut out some of the bottom frequencies of the sound. You like it, Beast? Yeah. I didn't mind it before either, but I feel like, I don't know, there's just something about cutting out some of the bottom resonance and letting those higher frequencies kind of poke through. It definitely helped the spacebar, I feel like, which was already on the higher end anyway because of the HMX switch, but yeah, it wasn't bad before, but this is good too. I like this. Well, now I don't feel like a complete sucker for buying that foam kit from years ago from somebody. Huh. Yeah, I like that. Let's try this without the desk pad. Well, this one, the right shift especially, you can hear some of that hollowness just right there. It almost has a tone to it. Actually, that whole side kind of does. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, that's sandwich mount for you. That's very true. But you know what? I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. It's much less pronounced than it used to be when I built this board before with the metal plate. But I think that Ultem's doing a lot of good work in there. Nice. Another thing that I've been happy about with my involvement in the hobby is like I mentioned before, like understanding a little bit more about how materials behave and interact with each other just through trial and error and being like, oh, it's probably because of such and such. But I should be getting the bias decent. I'm really hoping the sandwich mount sounds okay. Oh, the bias. Is that another... Did Bowl design that or did he just vend it? I don't remember. Went for purely for the visuals. Yeah, for sure. It is gorgeous. I just want to remind myself. Oh, right. Yeah, it's a buy on board. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I remember looking at those too. Those are gorgeous. Yeah, I would hope to... Okay, he just vended it. Yeah. Yeah, I would hope, because it has kind of the stepped cutouts in the base, which I know help break up sound a lot, which I could imagine being helpful. Yeah, that is gorgeous. That kind of orangey yellow one. Man. Running on a Gion TKL for 4 years now. I have both. End game, right? No, no such thing. I thought the same after the event horizon comes. I was like, am I going to be done? Nah. I might slow down a little bit, but it's just too interesting of a hobby for me. I like it too much. And the people are so great. I've had such a great time getting into it and learning from people. And I still, before I ever get out of the hobby, I need to actually design a keycap set, which I am working on. But eventually I want to do like an actually well-produced one with like GMK or something. But we'll see. I have ideas, but I need to flesh it out more. I need to get something that's like a sure, like cohesive theme. Like I have a lot of disparate ideas, and I need to find some kind of central point to rally around. like thematically. So I feel like that's the thing that really gets a set going. So just so you know, the top-down camera really shakes. I do know that when I use the table. Unfortunately, this is the only way I can have it mounted. So we can go to the side for a little bit. I'm up against a wall, and this big mounting arm is the only way I can have a camera above me. So I do appreciate the shot, though, about it. But eventually, I will find, when I have more money and time, I can get a better solution for that. But yeah, I realize when I like bang on the table, everything kind of freaks out. So we'll go to the side cam, which I've also figured out how to not overheat. So that's a plus. But I think that's probably gonna finish us up for this stream. Gotta help put my kiddo to bed pretty soon. Let's go out with a little bit of sound. If you have any ideas, actually, since you brought it up, about how to better mount an overhead camera to a desk, I would love to hear it. If there's something sturdier, I'm using one of the like Elgato multi-mount things, and so it's like one little wiggly pole on the back that's holding up a Sony camera and a shotgun microphone. So, and I also have a window directly behind it. Otherwise, I would try to do some wall mount thing, and that's not really going to happen. So, some more thought is in order. Because I agree, I don't love that it shakes. I will need to figure out something else to do with it. But it is what it is for now. Once I'm a famous Twitch streamer and can afford a better solution, we'll do something. But I think it's okay for now. But get back on the music for a second. Ooh, I love this. People in the VOD won't know what that is, but the intro of that really made me think of music from Mario Kart World. I did not stream. I have not really looked in the camera once. Okay, that's fair. Thank you for bringing it up, though. I do appreciate the feedback. I want to try to mitigate some of those little quality of life things as we go. But yeah, I think we'll call it a night there. Thank you all for tuning in, chatting, having good discussions and stuff. Thank you, Beast and Masters, for sticking around and enjoying the Ultem Thermal. This has been on my to sell list for a while because I didn't know how to make it not suck. And I'm so happy that it's actually working now. Oh, I didn't know that sample. Very cool. Thank you for being here, Frederick. I hope your Expert Series goes great tomorrow. I will be at the eye doctor instead, but if you have any good music Rex Masters, I'd love to hear them. I think you're pretty knowledgeable about this sort of thing. So feel free to shoot me stuff on Discord or Instagram or whatever. So anyway, thank you all for being here. Loved it. I'll be back next Tuesday, trying to keep it going. Tuesdays at 6:30. Don't know what we'll build yet. Let me look at... I keep using the wrong keyboard. Which actually, I could plug this one in. It should still be configured from last time, right? Hell yeah. My mods are still set up and everything. Making a mix for your radio show right now? Excellent. Shoot me a link sometime. Let's see what we got. Yeah, until these delete. Yes, good to keep in mind. Let me look at my plans here. So we got this done. Some things I kind of had on the docket coming up were the January to rebuild, the Protozoa Foundation, the Synth 60, perhaps. Still waiting on something for the Monospace. I don't want to put aperture priority on that. Also thinking about rebuilding the Piggy, because I got the new PCB for that, the new V3 PCB. So might give that a go. Haven't cracked that thing open in a while. I think it's still got puncture switches in it. You'll have to see. Also want to rebuild the Alu bolt. But anyway, my feeling right now is we're going to rebuild the Protozoa Foundation next week. The Jockey Piggy? Yes! Which I have behind me over there right now. But I got the new V3 PCB for it. So I might go ahead and install that at some point and maybe swap up everything. How many boards do I have? That is an excellent question. I keep them all in a big spreadsheet. Actually, relational databases. One for the boards, one for switches, one for keycaps, one for artisans, and then I can kind of interrelate them. So let me look. This is going to be embarrassing. Maybe not. I know some people have more boards than this. I am at 42 keyboards. Oh, you made a notion that it's set up the same way? Exactly. 42. Manta will be 43. You know, granted that 42 includes some that haven't come yet, like the Duo 60 from Lazy Designers and the Event Horizon. And some of those I also want to sell. Like, that also includes, like, that first tofu that I got that is trash. And that also, I mean, that also includes some things like this. Like, this is on the list, too. And the little Owl Labs Mini. Like, these guys are on that list, too. So, not, like, 42 full-sized boys, but yeah, we're at 42. A couple of those have been loaned out. One is loaned out to a friend. Another one is loaned out to my co-working space that I mentioned, the factory. I built one and have it kind of available as a drop-in, drop-out board for people who need one for the day or whatever. It's got silent switches in it. But, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. Slowly been accruing them over the last 4.5 years, I think, at this point. You're at 21 and counting the ones that are still in production. That's still a good collection. And it sounds like from some of the ones you told me about that maybe you have better taste and a little choosier than I've been at different points. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, if there's some you want to get rid of, I might be interested. Maybe bring them in October. We can swap. We can do a little keyboard sale, or something. I might also just bring some random components that I don't want anymore. Like, I have some switches or some keycaps and stuff that I'm like, I'm not going to sell these. I just don't want them. And I might just bring the components to that and be like, if anyone wants to get started, go ahead and take these. They're free. Do with them what you will. And then I don't have to have them in my closet anymore. But Talbo. Brian, hello! You got here right at the end. The thermal, I think, is sounding good. But I would love your expert opinion. Let me pause the music. This is... Let me go back. I'll go back to the shoulder so we don't get the shaky cam. So we built the thermal with an Ultem Plate. Which you can probably see... Where is it? You can see maybe a little bit here with the light. Nope. Coming through here a tiny bit. Ultem Plate, a little bit of case foam in the bottom. We're using the Alexotos HMX, not HMX. I got HMX on the brain. I'm so used to saying HMX. Alexotos Granite switches, which are 55 gram nylon top and bottom of the palm stem. Then I did put an HMX Poro in for the Spacebar, just because of the sound of that seemed to pair better with the alphas, in my opinion. Yes, they are manufactured by Type Plus and factory lubed, as are the NK Classic Blues. And then, of course, Serika on top. We're using Swag Key Knights, or yes. My brain is cooked at this point in the stream. Night Stabs, V3s. So yeah, we'll see what you think. What do you think, Brian? I know it's very hard to tell, possibly, because there's also a new mic and stuff going on. And hopefully it's picking things up well and not being terrible. But I'll find out when I download the VOD of this later. Nice clack attack, not hearing any pinging. That is... I don't know what that was. I hit some key commands that I don't remember setting up in OBS. I also renamed one of my scenes to absolute gibberish in OBS. There we go. I should have gone back to the desktop and not had an app open at the time. Is everything back to normal now? Sorry. I got carried away. The typing was just too powerful. All right. But I'll try to do a better sound test of this. Maybe put it on YouTube or something later. But make sure I'm on the desktop. Oh, and Brian, this is the one we built last week as well, which has also been very fun. Also, a little brighter, but also has a nice bit of depth to it too. Might bring this to our get together in October. We'll see. I'll have to decide. I figure mostly polycarbonate won't throw up a TSA flag as much as my other keyboards do. New mic's pretty decent. Could maybe tweak it a bit so the board is a tiny bit louder, but otherwise it's nice. Okay, good to know. Does the voice sound okay though? I mean, I know my voice is considerably closer to the shotgun mic, but that is good to know for... Jeez! All right. You're going away, Thermal. You've done your job. And we're going to have to call it a night. And I'm going to figure out what key shortcuts I'm accidentally activating. All right. Thank you all for being here. And I will be back next Tuesday with a better idea of what keys I'm pressing when. See ya.